everyone, welcome to our weekly training video. This week we are talking about stationing behaviors, basically training your dog to help you out with their care, stand still when you need to do stuff to them, um, which can make the whole process of any kind of grooming or medicating that you need to do a little less stressful for you and your dog. Okay, so first I'll just talk really briefly about what are stationing behaviors because that's the topic for the day. Um, Describe a few of the more common stationing behaviors you can train your dog to do and then make your life a bit easier in so doing. And then give examples of how some of these behaviors are used so you can see what might be most helpful to you. All right, so what is stationing? Generally speaking, it means get your dog into some position and then have them hold it. So in this is just a stock photo on the slide, but um, this could be a dog doing a chin rest station for part of a physical exam at the vet clinic. Sorry about that. Okay. You often, but not always, have some kind of target for the dog to aim for to get them in the position you want. So, in this photo, for instance, someone holding out their hand might be the target for the dog to put their chin on it. You can also use other kinds of targets like a towel or something that you want or a mat if you're doing something like lying your side on the mat. It's important, obviously, that whatever position you're training is one that allows you to do what you need to do or allows the vet to do what they need to do. And most of the time, well, I would say all of the time, really, you train these stationing behaviors as foundation behaviors without any handling first. And once your dog is good at the stationing behavior, then you slowly add in whatever procedures you need to do kind of on top of that. Oh, and as usual, I forgot to mention, if you have any questions while we're live here, just make a comment underneath wherever you're watching the video. All right, so what are some common station behaviors? There are a lot of these. So I'm just going over a few today that are the most common ones I've seen personally and that I use. Um, a big one is place your chin somewhere, the dog, that is, place their chin somewhere. That might be place your chin in my hand, like in this photo. It could be place your chin on my lap, and I'll show you an example of that in use. That's a real handy one. Or place your chin on an object, like I said, a towel or say a chair, something if it's a big dog. Something that just gets your dog to put their head somewhere in particular and then stay put. Lie on your side or having your dog roll onto their side is also super helpful for quite a few procedures, especially anything with the feet, with the paws. And then muzzle tunnel, which some of you have seen. I'll show you some video of that, which involves getting your dog to put their nose or their muzzle sort of into and underneath your cupped hand. So that allows you easy access to check their teeth and such. All right, let's look at some uses of stationing behaviors. I have a few videos for this. So chin rest, that's the one where your dog places their chin on your hand. There are lots of uses for this, but a couple common ones that I happen to have video for include getting them on the scale at the vet's office and having them then stand still until the scale, stabilizes. Can be also helpful for physical exam at the vet office. So I just have some training video from a few years ago when Juno and I were both younger. And this is just us practicing in the exam room, but you can kind of see how this would be helpful if the vet wanted to, palpate something, maybe even do a temperature, a rectal temp, although not Juno's favorite. And we were just practicing her holding this position in the vet clinic. And here's This is our old vet in Davis getting onto the scale. And then standing still on the scale so that we could get an accurate weight. You can also use hand touch to get your dog onto the scale. But what I like about chin rest is that they're usually more stationary. The dog is. They don't move their feet around as much because it's more of a stay behavior, whereas hand touch is kind of a fleeting behavior to get your dog to the scale. So it can be helpful to have that chin rest behavior on the scale. Okay, what else we got? Chin rest on your lap. So this, for a big dog, involves usually sitting in a chair, and then I usually use a towel or something, and I'll show you an example in a sec, over my legs. And then if your dog rests their chin on your lap, that gives you really easy access to their ears and eyes for cleaning and medication. So I shot just a quick couple of videos with my dogs. None of them actually need eye or ear meds at the moment. But okay, so here's Jasper. I have a towel over my legs. I'm asking him to put his chin down, and then I have a bottle of ear meds that I'm sort of faking putting, or maybe it's ear wash, but just to show how this would be, look in the ear, put meds in there. It's kind of at a good height when you're sitting, when you have a big dog. And then I practiced a little bit with pancakes to see how this might work. With a small dog, I have not had to do ear meds with Pancake yet for real. But if I wanted to, I could do it this way. Just sitting on the floor makes my lap much lower. And then I can look in his ears. So this isn't the only way, obviously, to do an ear exam or ear medication, but it is kind of helpful because it gets them to hold their head still. And it's resting on something that keeps it more kind of stable if you're putting any pressure on their head. All right, so that's chin rest on the lap. Lie on the side, I use daily for with 3 dogs in the house. Someone always needs something. Nail trims, or filing. I prefer filing personally. Wiping paws, and I know a lot of us are in kind of a wet season where we live, where there's more mud. So if you like to clean your dog's paws before they come into the house or more into the house, past the front door, or if you live somewhere like I do where there can be foxtails during foxtail season, this is also a way to get a real good look at the feet. Training your dog to line their side for foot stuff, anything to do with toes and paws, is really helpful. Let's see if I can figure out which video this is. All right, so here's little Panny again, practicing his nail filing. I often use a mat for this as a target, as a place to do it. Also, I think it's more comfortable. You don't have to, though. So nail filing or nail trimming, you see have real easy access to all of the nails. And here's one of our past clients whose mom and dad wanted better, easier time wiping the paws, wiping the mud off the paws. So we did lateral recumbency, or roll on your side, and then wipe the paws with these pet wipes. And you can see, again, you get a really nice access to the paws that way. All right, what else do we have? And then muzzle tunnel. A lot of dogs hate having their faces handled. Your dog may be one of them. It's one reason that in our toothbrushing course, we spend a fair amount of time just getting your dog used to having your hand over their face so that you can lift their lips up and look at their teeth before starting to brush. And so this is, again, a really handy one for being able to examine your dog's mouth, look at their teeth, brush their teeth, which is important. 1, 2, 3, I think this is it. Okay, so, oops, sorry about that. Here's Pancake. Let me rewind that. So I'm doing a little mini muzzle tunnel because he has a small muzzle with just 2 fingers. He sticks his nose under my fingers, and then I'm examining his teeth. You can do this, and the body position doesn't matter so much. So that was in a sit. Here he's in a down. Here's Jasper trying to lick toothpaste off the toothbrush, but that's an example of the muzzle tunnel you see with a bigger dog. I need my whole hand like this. He sticks his nose under my hand as the beginning of the toothbrushing, and then I can lift up his lip and then brush a tooth or two. All right. So I hope I've convinced you that a stationing behavior, or probably 2 or 3 stationing behaviors, are really helpful to have on board for your dog. Just training the stationing behavior by itself doesn't get you to where you can do all of the handling. You have to then add the handling gradually on top of the stationing behavior. But it's a really good start. These stationing behaviors are a really good start toward body handling work, which can be anything from grooming, which, brushing, nail filing, nail clipping, cleaning your dog's feet, to applying medications, even injections, and even stuff at the vet clinic. And this is something, those of you who are in our membership, this is something that we will work on more in the coming weeks. We'll have some little mini classes on some of these stationing behaviors. All right, so that is it for this week. I just wanted to introduce the idea and encourage you to look into the idea of stationing behaviors, so you can start to get some better experiences trying to handle your dog and doing required care for them. These are all the ways to find us. If you are interested in learning to handle your dog's mouth more easily and brush their teeth, that link at the bottom is our self-paced online toothbrushing course, where you can learn the muzzle tunnel stationing behavior and then add toothbrushing onto it. All right, folks. I hope you're excited to teach your dog some new behaviors. Please shoot us a message or post a question under the video if you try something and you're having great luck, or you're struggling, or you just want to learn more about how to train these behaviors. It's usually, if you have a dog who's real sensitive with handling, I'd recommend working with a trainer on these. Not really the time to DIY it if you've got a dog who hates being handled and you need to make progress on that. All right, have a great week, and I will see you next Monday.